Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Aha by Ayusha. What you are listening to is the third episode. How often have you questioned your existence? How many times have you felt like you didn't belong to this world? Did you ever get mocked in the way you sat, or dressed, or spoke? Funny that I'm even asking, right? Well, our inspiration for today's episode is a person who learned to fight against our opinionated world that feeds on belittling people with the pride inside of him shining right through. Hailing from a small village, Tihu, in the Nalbari district of Assam, he was born to a middle-class family. His father worked as an auto rickshaw driver in Guwahati, leaving him to spend a lot of quality time with his mother back at home. He completed his higher secondary education from Aryavata Academy in Tihu, where he topped his batch and came to Guwahati for his graduation. Having studied in an Assamese medium for all his life, he decided to drop out of college in 2 months after being forced to enroll in the English department. The following year, he started his Bachelor's of Art in Education in Cotton University and once again topped his class. He wishes to work extensively in the field of education to make it more inclusive and welcoming. From being bullied for behaving differently to being mocked even while passing by, his life was as if open for people's opinions and judgments. While he knew for most of his life that he was different than most around him, it was only after stepping into the city life when he learned to give a name to it. Recognizing himself as a trans bi soul, today I have with me Jintu Geetarth, who is not only thinking and making those around him think, but is also living his life outside the box. Hello Jintu, how are you?
Hi, I think I feel good, and thank you for calling here.
Amazing. Jintu, so would you call yourself a rebel?
Rebel. Okay, everyone has to rebel to get accepted by the society, right? To accept oneself, to get established in the society. But everyone has their own way, like belonging to the LGBTQ community. I have seen people going to Pride, I have people being activists. So now, if I have to talk of myself, then I will say that my pain is the sort of rebellion. Okay, I don't think that you will go and shout on the street for that I need my rights. Nobody is going to give you your rights, because with rights, duties come along. So if you want to get accepted by the society, you will have to also abide by at least some of the social norms. So I think my rebellion is through my writings.
That reminds me, Jintu, you were talking about how you have a book coming up. Would you like to talk a little about that?
Yeah, sure. I'll be very happy. Okay, I have been writing short stories, and a collection of the short stories is being published, and it's coming on this December.
Okay, and what is the name of the book and what was the inspiration behind the book?
It's an Assamese short story collection, and the name is Sobir Brahmor Sobi. That means the portrait of illusion, illusions of portrait. The leading story is based on a lesbian theme story, and the story tells how a lesbian couple suffers as their video goes viral on social media, and they decide to suicide. One of those ladies decide to suicide, but at last there is a mystery. I won't reveal that. Yeah, if the readers go to read, and they will find it. There are other stories also, like women suffering, child abuse, mental health, like that.
So, are all the stories in your book around the theme from the LGBT community?
No, not all are from the LGBT community. Others theme are based on like how people suffer due to our social custom, due to our social prejudices. Our society is mostly patriarchal. We consciously or unconsciously convey patriarchy, and patriarchy has been the root of all kinds of suffering.
On that note, Jindu, how would you say you have suffered?
My parents has been very protective for me since my childhood. My mother was so protective that as I was feminine to some extent, so she was always cared for that I may get insulted, I may get mocked by the people. Even there was one phase when I had feared to pass by crowded places because I had the fear that the crowd may mock me because the way I walk, because the way I talk. So it has made me suffer, but that was another phase of life, and I think whatever I am today, because of that pain and suffering, I wouldn't be here today.
Beautiful, Jintu. What is something that you would like to tell our listeners today?
Uh, to say something, I would just like to mention that whatever you decide, if you are firm on your decision, if you have belief on yourself, and you know that whatever you are going to do is not harmful to any other, then just go for it. But before that, you will have to figure it out, what are your limitations, what are your abilities, then accordingly you can proceed.
Thank you so much, Jintu. It was lovely having you here today with us and sharing your story. I hope our listeners today can take something valuable from your life experiences, and I would like to wish you all the very best for your book and for your future.
Thank you, Ayusha.
Thank you so much for listening all through this episode. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe Aha by Ayusha. I am Ayusha, and I will be back next week with another inspiring story from another human diary.